So think about a question. I'm going to start with one. You talked about IKEA, Lego. If I'm a bank and I've had the good fortune to call you and you say, let's work together, how do I need to start thinking about adopting some of these things in banking?
It really does come down to the conversations that are taking place inside of the organization. It is about culture change. It's about a top-down, bottom-up. The meeting of the bottom, which are your for some of you, tens of thousands of employees, and your senior leadership, and really creating the story around who you are, your purpose, your reason for being. What is it that you need to focus on? What is the core of your business? How did you get to where you are today? What brought you to where you are today? And really being able to understand that in a very intimate way and then building on that. So the best way to begin is to begin internally, is to do something that is within your organization, that is very contained, that is secure, that is private, that enables you to start the journey and begin the learning and listening process.
Great. Do we have any questions from the audience here? Somebody want to? There in the back, of course, I'm holding the mic all the way up here. 1 second. Somebody over here think of a question next. All right.
Hi, I'm Tony Veerasinger. I was in a corporate world, didn't like it, moved away. One of the problems is all of us. We expect the companies to basically give revenue. So their focus on the stock market, for example, find a way to find shortcuts to make your quarterly numbers. Otherwise, we penalize them. Brad company didn't make the numbers. So when they really need to do core values to get something going, we, on the other hand, stand on this side and penalize them saying, where is your numbers? I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what you're doing. So what is your advice to how for them to overcome this, to take the advice of coming into the community?
Yeah, I think the example of Lego is a really good learning for all of you. When Lego began this journey, it wasn't about the numbers. They've pivoted into a model that they realize can now be a growth engine for them. And I think that's really, really important. We talk about participation commerce, not crowdsourcing. It has to be something that is driving business growth. The way to drive business growth is to care about your employees and your customers and let them know that you really care. They need to be part of the solution. They need to be active participants in what you're in moving the business forwards. They need to have an opportunity to share in the success. So Lego, they share a percentage of the revenue from the products that are being brought to market via people that have submitted an idea. They have a revenue share. That's really important. That revenue share can be money, it can be something else. The example of KPMG is that you submit a story and we'll give you two days holiday extra. You get 2 days holiday. Some of these things can be quite small. Some of these things can be quite significant. A really good example right now is the UBS Future of Finance Challenge, which is still ongoing, but the UBS Future of Finance Challenge is about attracting entrepreneurs that have got new ideas around what banking could look like. And the incentives are very much about becoming a UBS partner, there's money, but part of it is becoming part of the UBS ecosystem so that we can help you get to market. There isn't one way to do this. It depends on the organization, depends on the culture, depends on the use case. And it depends on how you want to be perceived both within the organization and outside of the organization. But let's not forget, this is participation commerce. It's an engine that ultimately is going to drive business growth. But there are just other ways of being able to do that.
Great. So we're going to go ahead and move on to Jay, but we'll say if you have a question for Steve, you will have a chance to ask in a second. So let's thank Steve again. Great. That was fantastic.
Thank you.